Cost of living pressures are making everyone's hip pockets hurt, especially the recently retired. In fact, many older Aussies who left the workforce after decades of employment have now returned to work, while many in their 60s have delayed retirement altogether.
Now, data suggests 40% of Australians who entered the labour force over the past 3 years were aged 55 or older, and it's been dubbed the Great Unretirement. So what's the best for, was it a great idea for more experienced people to get back into the workforce? And what does it mean for the younger generations just starting their careers?
For more, we're joined by workplace expert Michelle Gibbings. Hi Michelle, good to see you again. Firstly, why are so many older Australians going back to work?
Sometimes when we think about retirement, we have this idyllic view of what it's going to be like. And then when we retire, we realise that our retirement savings aren't going to stretch as far as we thought they were, particularly when cost of living is increasing. So there's a financial side to it, but it's not just that. People miss the social connection, the sense of purpose they got from going to work, and they're still keen to be physically and mentally active.
Yeah, what types of jobs should older Australians be looking for, do you think?
So it depends on their skills and their experience. But the great news is with unemployment so low, it's a great time to be in the market. So you can look at things like consulting and contract work that lines up with your expertise, work in healthcare sectors, aged, retail, the sectors that we know that have big skill gaps at the moment.
Okay, where should they be looking for these roles? It's all well and good to say this is what I want to do, but how do they go about doing it?
So all of the usual avenues, online job boards, recruiters, leveraging LinkedIn, all of those aspects help. But it starts with doing your homework. So work out what it is that you're looking for, assess your skills to work out whether you might need to update your skill set, and then leverage your network. One of the great things about older workers is they already have those established networks, and we know through research, many of us get our jobs through the people that we know.
Yeah. So it may be years or even decades before, since some of those people have been to a job interview. So remind us what's a good way to make a good first impression, and that's really important to land that job, right?
It is. You need to be prepared. You need to know how to position and sell your experience and skills that you're bringing to the table, and also be able to update yourself on new technologies or the new processes so you can talk about that, and be flexible in terms of the type of work and how you work. And it's also really important, you want to feel good when you're going for that job interview. So whether it's getting a new haircut, updating your wardrobe, pay attention to those types of details.
We saw this type of scenario play out in the movie The Intern with Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway. This was from a business perspective. What are the pros and cons of hiring, someone with a little bit more experience?
Look, I absolutely think that with all of this, everyone benefits from having an age-diverse workforce, and there's often myths attached to older workers, and there's research that shows that most of those myths are busted. What you gain from hiring older people is a ready-made, highly skilled and a dedicated workforce. Yes, there may be, and I'm always very cautious about generalisations, there may be some people who take longer to learn new processes or might be uncomfortable with new technology, so you might need to provide additional support. But the benefits outweigh the negatives.
Interesting in that movie with Robert De Niro, really, there was just a lot of old school, nice stuff. He spoke to people, he listened, he had good manners. It's interesting, isn't it? He wasn't on his phone the whole time, and he was interested in what was going on around him. How do employers create an inclusive environment for older Australians?
It's by recognising and appreciating the different skills that people are bringing, and then thinking about the recruitment processes that you're putting in place, because you want to use inclusive language when you're advertising for jobs so that older people feel welcome to apply, and also be really aware of any unconscious bias that can filter into your decision making. And then when you think about your team members, reward people for behaving in ways that are inclusive and supportive.
What does it mean for school and uni graduates looking for work? Would this impact on them at all? Or it's not like older Australians are in there taking all the jobs. That's certainly not the case.
Look, I would think they're usually applying for different types of roles, because what an older worker is looking for in the type of work that they want to do and how they want to work is different. I see the benefits because you then have a workforce where you've got people from different ages bringing in different experience, and everyone can learn from each other.
Again, you don't want to generalise, but sometimes, say, in a shop front situation, it's sometimes the older worker who can respond better.
Yeah.
And do it a whole lot
talks.
better. It
Yeah,
talks
yeah.
and generally knows what's going on and is interested in actually in service, which is interesting too.
Michelle, thank you very much. I'm nearly 60. I was thinking about re-entering the workforce. Do you think I should leave Celebrity Dog School and Celebrity Splash off my CV or go with that?
Oh, look, absolutely go with it. Put it up there in lights.
I'm just encouraged by the fact that
Respect.
you're thinking of starting work.
Yeah,
That's
I just think I don't know.
There's a
I've got
first.
some time on my hands. Finish at 11:30. Not much else to do. I could
Thank you,
contribute.
Michelle.
I'm a good communicator. I'm a people person.